Hello and good evening, everyone. This is Ki-Myra coming again to you from Opium Sessions. My message for today, and not a long one again, is the endurance for the unknown. The endurance for the unknown because we all know God has a plan. And of course, we don't know what that plan is because if we did, a lot of things would be different. If we thought we could change the plan or alternate their plan, but his plan is the perfect plan, whether we understand it. I always thank God for the understanding, the misunderstanding, because a lot of the misunderstanding is what I don't understand. I do not question God because I do understand that his plan is perfect and made perfect for us, whether we know it or not. Again, we may not understand till some time later on, like, oh, this is why that happened, or this is why that happened. So we may understand things in terms and seasons in our lives, but the endurance for all his plan and all that he has, just asking for strength and the endurance for whatever his plans are, will help. I promise you, just to have a relationship with God, to understand that he is our healer, or everything. The reason we wake up, the reason we're able to go to sleep peacefully at night and wake up to another day, the reason we're able to breathe, to communicate with each other, the reason that we are beings on earth. Because again, if you're watching this video, you are one of those beings, and he gave us another chance at life, another blessing, another chance to create ourselves more in the image of him, another chance to understand who he is, another chance to pray, another chance to praise him, another chance to understand that life is life, and life is exactly what you put into it. However, with God in your life and pressed up on your heart, asking him for graciousness, for mercifulness, just asking him, to allow you to hold on to your faith, thanking him for guiding your steps and your path and direction. The endurance for what his plans are. When you ask him for endurance, I promise you, and he gives it to you, it's like nothing in the world. Of course, God is like nothing in the world, and he's an amazing God. He's just awesome, in just in every way. But when you ask him for the endurance for what his plans may be, upcoming future plans, because we don't know. When I say he will give them to you, give you endurance in multitudes that you can't even imagine. I would have never imagined the strength that he would have given me, the strength from, losing a loved one, a parent, two parents together. And again, if you know me and you personally know me, you know how much my parents meant to me and how much they were in my life. And they were not just my parents, they were my mom and my dad. But when you ask them for the endurance and the strength for his next plan, and again, the future plans, he will give that to you and more. You just ask him, you keep praising him and thanking him for that blessing and the strength in advance, because he's going to give it to you. You ask him, and I promise you, he will deliver it to you. Continue to pour into God as he pours into us every single day. I'm not saying that it's going to be something easy. I will never say that. Whether whoever it is, when you lose someone, whether it's someone close or not as close, no matter, losing someone is always painful. It's always sad. But what I'm saying is that, and I'm not saying that it gets easier. I'm not saying that it gets easier to cope. I don't know what it is for everyone else. I know for me, asking God for the endurance and the strength allows me to not lose my mind, allows me not to flip out, allows me not to go crazy, just for me. And this is just my walk. I'm not saying this is for everybody. This is just my walk. But what I'm saying is that when you ask him for the endurance and the strength for what his plans are that we do not know, he will give you what you actually need and more in abundance. I just never would have imagined. You couldn't pay me $1 million for me to say, oh yeah, when my mom and dad go, to heaven, and when they leave this earth, I know I'm going to be okay. And I know eventually we all have to be okay because life continues to go on. But what I'm saying is that I'm okay without being stressed, depressed, Don't get me wrong. I went through a term of it, and it's a process. Like I said, everything is a process. But when you know that God is the process, God, Jesus himself is the process, and understand that he can do all things, and through God, we can do all things. So what I'm saying is that when you ask him for that strength to continue to hold you, continue to have his angels surrounded by you, continue to walk by your faith, continue to allow him to guide you and direct your path, and continue to ask him for endurance for the plans of his you do not know, because we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. We don't know what's going to happen the next second, the next minute. But when you ask him for that strength, sincerely, I promise you, he will give it to you, like I said, in abundance, in multitudes that you couldn't even imagine. It's just no way I can even express the level of strength, and mentally, peacefully, emotionally, spiritually. It's no way I can express in words without just plainly saying God is the resource. He is the source. He is the one. He is, it's just no other way to go, no other way to go around, no other way to speak about it but God. He is the one that gives us that fight. So just continue to ask God for endurance, and not that it has to be a passing or any, just for whatever you're going through, whatever life brings upon you, whether happy, sad, uplifted, downlifted, happy, positive, negative, whatever it is. Even when you're up on 1,000 and you know you're steady climbing mountains and bridges, continue to ask him for endurance for the bright days, the happiness, the just continue to ask him for endurance. Because sometimes we can we can have things, like if we have a business and we're steady growing, or if we have a degree that we're getting and we're steady growing, and God allows us to get our degree and allows us to get our own business and allows this and houses and marriage and things like that. Continue to ask him for endurance, because sometimes when we ask for things, we have to be prepared. We definitely have to be prepared to receive them. Sometimes we may ask for things not exactly knowing if we're prepared, how prepared we need to be. And sometimes he may grant us those things, of course, in his due time, because it's always in his time, and his time it is perfect. And sometimes we may not be, mentally, physically prepared for it. So just continue to ask him for endurance and strength for all of his plans, again, because his plans are made perfect. So that was just my message for today. Again, just to ask for endurance and strength, and to thank him every single day for everything. Thank him for the good, for the bad, because without the bad, if we just thank him for everything good, and I'm not saying that thank him for the bad things that happen, but what I'm saying is just to understand that with bad things happening, they're still happening, so you're still here, because it could be nothing happening and you wouldn't be here. Don't get me wrong. Heaven is the greatest place that I want to be, and that's the best place I want to travel to after this earth. But I'm just saying, continue to ask him for endurance, and just thank him for everything, everything he gives us in life. So that's my message for tonight. Again, Ki-Myra time is coming in from Opium Sessions. If you did like the video or the conversation, please share it with someone. Comment below anything that I possibly can speak about on here that maybe I haven't spoke about as of yet, because I know a lot of these videos are new. Please send out a shot. Let me know. Hey, I like the video, but maybe talk about this. Hey, I like the video. Just kind of want to spread some positivity and a good word to people. Okay. And again, about God. God is the process. Continue to ask for endurance and praise him for every single second and every single thing that he does, because God is the process. Thank you.